Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy with Plan on Charms, and in today's video we are going to be working on my reading journal. Now, my reading journal hasn't seemed to be getting as many views as some of my other videos, therefore I decided not to do a update on it as frequently, but I'm thinking maybe every couple of months do it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you would like to see updates more or less often. I just want to make sure that my videos are kind of what you're looking for. So anyways, just let me know. But I did a flip through of this at the very beginning of the year, and I don't think I've done an update since. So let's go ahead and take a look in, and then we will set up what I've got so far for March. Okay, so here is the inside, and this cover is a traveler's notebook cover from Moterm. And then the journal I'm using is an Archer and Olive Traveler's Notebook, and the cover of it was a dark green. It was very, very pretty. However, it wasn't the vibe I was going for, so I ended up taking a chance and doing a heat transfer vinyl around the whole cover, and there are a few spots that aren't the greatest, but overall I think it turned out great. This is a bookmark from Michaels, and then I have these two clips here and this pom-pom. This one is from the Honeybee Shop. I don't remember where I got that one. And then I have all of these dingles here. So my bestie made these three for me. It says Thriller, Read, and Books. And then this one here, my bestie got me for a gift. I'm not sure the shop that she got that from. She'll probably link it or comment down below. She usually does. And then this one here is actually blank pages, and I think this one's from Hobby Lobby. And then I added this little bow charm on it, and I either got that from Hobby Lobby or Michaels. Sometimes it's hard to remember where I got everything from. And then in the back, I have this book smacker, and this one here, my bestie got me, but it has a sticker here from Kishby, Kishb. So she's probably on Etsy, I'm assuming. Again, it was a gift, so I don't know 100%. So, okay, let's go ahead and start flipping through here. So I've got my intro page here, 2026 reading journal, and then my name in vinyl. And then I have a table of content, and I went ahead and wrote out all of the months. However, I don't know how long each section's going to be, so that's why there's not a number. And then I have just a couple of cute stickers and washi from, this is from Simply Gilded. It was part of her Advent box a couple of years ago. This washi here and here is, well, it's the same washi, but it's from Sweet Bean Plans. And then the rest of these, I created the stickers from my Cricut design space. And then here are some more washi dashboard here with some stickers, and then my 2026 reading goals. And for March, I actually read that book, so I might have to come up with some more reading goals because I've already accomplished these. The 5 books per month, obviously that's an ongoing goal, but I might need to add some more. I've got my favorite monthly reads. So both of them so far for January and February have been from Frida McFadden. So January was The Intruder, which was a 5-star read for me. And then for February, it was The Tenant. And that one was really good as well. I think I gave it a 4-star. And then, of course, I've got spots for the rest of the year. We have a book club here. So January, we didn't have a book because we didn't start our book club until February, but I'll go ahead and write in March, which is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. And I've actually already read that book twice, so I'm not going to read it again, probably. We'll see. It's a really good book. I enjoyed it. Okay, and then the reading log for January and February is in here. And honestly, I don't have enough spots for all of the reads I plan on reading. So if I need more, I'll probably just add a tip in here. But I didn't want to go overboard, and I like keeping it to a 2-page spread here. So let me go ahead and write down the books that I read for March so far. And obviously we haven't finished all of March, so I haven't reached my goal or anything, but I will go ahead and put in the books that I read. And I don't remember the dates. I did put it on Goodreads. Oh my gosh. Let me just grab a sip of water, and then I'm going to write down the books. Okay. So we have Remain, and this is from Nicholas Sparks. And I don't know how you say the name, but it's M. Night, and I'll probably butcher the last name, but Shyamalan. So it was a good book. Okay, and I gave it a 4-star. And then we have They'll Never Catch Us. Sorry, it takes a lot of focus for me to write. I feel like if I'm writing and talking at the same time, I start writing what I'm saying, and then it becomes a mess. Okay, and then I read They'll Never Catch Us from Jessica Goodman. And that book was pretty good. It was a young adult, and I enjoyed it. I felt like for as long as the book was, it lacked some suspense, drama. So yeah, I mean, it was an easy enough read. It was just longer than it needed to be without having much to it. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. And then the last book that I just read was The Surrogate Mother. Excuse me. From Frida McFadden. And it was not my favorite Frida book. I mean, the book was fine, but it lacked something, and I don't know exactly what it was lacking, but it was missing something. I can't explain it. If any of you have read it, let's discuss it because I would like to know your opinion of the book. Okay, and then we have the reading tracker. So in this book stack over here, as you can see, each month I will color in a book and put the month. That way I can color in and see how many books I read each month by looking at the bookshelf. I thought it would just be a fun way to see. In the past, I've done my bookshelf by ratings, by genre, but because like ratings, there's only 5 different ones, and by genre, I tend to read the same thing, so it gets boring as far as coloring in the books. They're not very colorful. So I thought this was a great way to add color because by the end of the year, there will be 12 different colors of books. Okay. And then my TBR list. I have read a couple off of here already, but I really would like to get through more of these books, and of course add to my list as well. So I have, at the beginning of the year, I had this page filled in, so I've already added some additional books over here. I need to look up the author of Listen for the Lie. I don't remember who it is, but it was recommended from one of the girls in my book club. Okay, now we have my 5-star rating. So throughout the year, I'll just write down all of the books, just the title and the author for my 5-star read. And then I have my DNF graveyard, so did not finish. And I do have one book already in there, which is We Are All Guilty Here from Karen Slaughter. I got through about half of the book and then I couldn't do it anymore. This page here was just a cute background, and then this little list here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to use this for yet, but my bestie designed this, so I had to throw it in here because it was just so cute. Okay, and then I have this cute washi dashboard, and then I have a book list of anticipated book releases for the year. Oh my goodness, you guys, I don't know why I couldn't say that. But anyways, I have some already written here with the dates that they are releasing or did already release. And I probably should have done something with more. Maybe this will have to be a tip in as well, or I'll just add it to my TBR list or something. But there are so many books that are coming out this year that I'm really excited for. Okay, then I have this cute page here with the bookshelf, how I rate my books, and then this is my bunny here on my book stack. His name is Nugget. Sadly, my bunny Nugget did pass away last month, and it's been very hard for me, but I like to remember him by adding some cute things throughout my planner and my journals of him, or stickers that remind me of him. And then we go into January. So I like the clean layout of the intro page here. So I've got January, and then my reading log. So it's got just the title, the date that I finished it, and then the rating, and then just some little deco stickers. And then I have also, if you want to read these books, I suggest not reading my reviews because there may or may not be some, oh my goodness, what is it called when you are, giving away information. You guys, I'm sorry. Sometimes as soon as I hit record on this, words just escape me. But any spoilers, don't read the reviews if you don't want to read about spoilers, because some have more or less spoilers than others. Anyways, I told you words are hard. What I really wanted to do this year was have a review, because in the past I will tell people, oh yeah, I read that book, it was great, or I didn't like it because of, whatever reason. But I always forget what the actual book was about, because I read, 50 to 100 books every year. And so they just escape me. So I wanted to have reviews this year so that I could look back and be like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed it because of this reason, or I didn't enjoy it because of this reason. So yeah, I've got reviews. And then I started just typing it up on my computer and printing it out, because I start running out of room and I don't necessarily want to take up multiple pages. So yeah, the one from John Mars, he is actually in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in, and there are so many fans of his, but I struggled to get through this one. Yeah, everyone kept saying, just hang on, just keep reading, it gets really good. And it just didn't do it for me. So if you are a John Mars fan, let me know what your favorite book of his is, so that I can read it and maybe get a different take on his books other than this one. I just don't know which book to go with next. So yeah, and then I had We're All Guilty here from Karen Slaughter. Like I said, I gave it a 1 star because I did not even finish it. And then we go into February here. And again, I tried to keep it simple with just this intro page here. And again, I've got my reading log with the title, the date that I finished, and the star rating. And then there is some of the books that I read. A Place to Hang the Moon was the book that we read for February in my book club. And those are the books that I read for February. I don't know what I want to do with this page, because I don't want it to start with March right here. That's awkward to me. So I've got to figure out how I want to decorate this page, or what I want to do. Maybe I'll just put, I do have, let's brainstorm this now, and maybe some inspiration will strike. Okay, so I have printed up in the past just some digital files or digital artwork on papers, on like sticker paper, to put in here, like that kind of a thing. So I could always just do that, and that's not a bad idea now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, that one, I think that might be the winner there, because it's got those pink vibes for February, while also matching the page next to it. Just going through my stack here to see. I also have the same artwork but smaller printed, but I think I like the larger print better. Let me just look through here real quick. I do also have some, let's see. I could also do something like this, or even like that. Now I think I like just the full page with the patterned artwork. I think that one's kind of cute. No. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do that. So I have like digital paper that I use from Canva, and then I just print it onto sticker paper so that whenever I decide to use it, I can just put it straight down like that. Okay, now let's go into March. So for March, typically what I do is I have scrapbook paper that I put over a 2-page spread here to start out the month. And I have not picked anything yet for March. And I'm thinking, because I already know what I'm doing on the next page, but let's see if I can figure out some ideas for this. And I probably should have decided already, but you know, sometimes it can be a bit challenging to pick something. I don't know why it's so challenging at times, but it is. But let's see. So what I do is I have some paper across a 2-page spread, and then I'll put like March or whatever month. So I have that one there, which I love that paper. Oh, but this one might be a better choice just because this one is actually on paper as opposed to a double-sided cardstock. I would rather leave that for something that I can actually see across 2 pages. Let's see here. Oh, actually, nope, that's cardstock as well. I do have this one, which gives it the green vibes for March. And yes, I understand I don't have to keep it like that, but it makes it easier to decide sometimes. Okay, so I'm looking at, I have this paper pad from Michaels. It's called Book Club. And I just found this one here. So I think that's the one I'm going to choose. I did the same pattern for February, but in pink. So let's do the same thing in green. Okay, so let me move this to the side. And I will grab my paper cutter and cut this down. So I want 2 pages, and I do it 4 by 8. So I'm going to go with 4 inches, and I like to go just a hair smaller because the page for like a standard TN, you'll want to do like a 4 by 8, but the Archer and Olive is just ever so slightly smaller than 4 by 8. So I like to cut it just a hair smaller than 4 by 8. Okay. And then we're going to go just a little bit smaller than 8 inches. And then all of these pieces that I am cutting off, I will save for future spreads. And then I want to grab my corner rounder because the pages of The journal are not squared, they are rounded. So let's bring journal back. So I'm just going to punch the outer, not punch, but round the outer corners of this so that when I put it down, and yes, they're not exact, but it is very similar shapes or roundness, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to grab my glue stick. So let's put down the right side first. Okay. And I just have a standard Elmer's all-purpose glue stick. They work just fine for what I do. Now these ones here are non-toxic, photo-safe, acid-free. So those are the important things that you want to look for when you are buying glue or tape, especially if you are going to be using photos with it. But having it acid-free means that it's not going to crack and yellow over time. And that's really important when you are setting up these journals, if you are wanting to use it for any, or not even use it, but have it for any period of time, because otherwise you won't be able to share it with friends or family in the future. And then what I like to do is I have this Cricut scraper tool, and I like to just rub it down to make sure that the glue is strongly adhered to the page and the paper. The Dollar Tree does carry scrapers that are similar to this Cricut one, so if you don't have one already, I strongly suggest checking out the Dollar Tree for their crafting supplies. I want to say theirs is pink and white. So yeah, definitely go check it out because these scraper tools are perfect when working in a journal. Okay, now let's get this side down. And when you are doing scrapbook paper or photos or stickers or anything, you are going to want to stay away from the center as much as possible because it will bulk up your journal as well as make it hard to turn pages, and it will start creasing your pages and peeling it up over time. Okay, now I've got those on, and let me get my month stickers to lay down. Okay, I just had it. Where did it go? Okay, so I put things in safe spots so that I don't lose it or misplace it, and literally I lose it 5 seconds later. Okay, here we go. So I use these ones from Shine Sticker Studio. Of course, you can use whatever you prefer, but I use these ones, and of course I am missing the first 3 months. So it goes by quarters, and I'm missing the first page of it, of course. Told you I put things so I don't lose them, and then I end up losing them. Okay. I might just come back to this in a minute because I don't know what I did with it. Oh wait, here we go. Here we go. I found it. Okay. So I want to use this sticker. So this is the design of sticker that I have been using all year long. So I do continue to use the same one. Okay. So now we got that laid out. Now in the past months, I used a reading log like this that I printed up myself on my Cricut. But I have found that I have so many different tools available that I could be using for this page. So instead of printing up more things, I decided to use what I have. So let me show you all these different things. Okay, so I've got these two notepads that would work great. I have this one that I printed up. This is a digital from the Wrong. And then I have like that one. These ones are great for Christmas. I've got another one like that. So these are all great to use. So if you have anything like this, you know, use what you have. No need to purchase anything or, you know, buy unnecessary items. But for March, I think I'm going to go with this one here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. So, and this is just like a magnetic paper pad. I want to say this one's from Michael's, but I could be wrong because I do buy different things and am gifted different things. Like my bestie got me this notepad. Look at how thick this one is. This one was from Target, from the dollar spot. Yeah, okay. Let me get out my glue again and put this down. Okay. Scoot this over so that I can glue it down. Now, glue sticks do dry pretty quickly, so I recommend working fast. You can use like double-sided adhesive, but with this, you tend to go through adhesives quick. So use what you have or what you like. Again, don't go buy anything expensive. I do have preferences on like double-sided tape, but again, a glue stick works just fine, and I go through so many. I like to keep the cost of things down. Okay. Put some glue there in that corner. I guess I missed it. Okay. So we've got that down, and I did get some glue on here, but I didn't mean to. But what I do is just rub it in circles, and most of it will come off. You can also use a white eraser. Do not use a pink or any other color because the colors do come off, but white does work. Okay, now what I'm doing here is I did make a sticker for this part, and I wrote March reading log. I think I'm going to put it on this page. So March reading log, and then you can decorate this however you would like. I think I've got some fun stickers Yeah, okay. So I have this Botanical Books Volume 2 from Keleva Plan, and the whole sticker book is like these colors, the aqua with the purple and green. So it's really pretty. See the colors, they're all, well, most of them are those colors. So I think what I want to do is grab, yeah, and then these are all the functional boxes and whatnot. But I think what I want to do is grab the books. So like this sticker here, the one that goes all the way across the page. I'm going to take this one and start on this side and go down, and I'm going to use my craft knife because, like I said, you want to be careful when it comes to the center so that it doesn't bulk up or prevent you from turning pages. So I'm just lightly slicing through the sticker, so it's still going to go all the way to the middle there, but because I sliced it, it will make it easier to turn the page. Okay, now I'm going to grab my scissors, and we are going to lightly cut off the overhang. Okay, just like that. There was just a little tiny bit of overhang there. And then on this page, because I doubt I will read that many books, we're already halfway through the month and I've read 3, so I don't foresee reading, 10 books. Okay. And then on the other page, I want to add some flowers that match. So I'm going to do this corner one, if I can get it off the page. There we go. I'm sorry if you guys are watching this whole video and it's longer than you expected, although I do have to say that you see the timestamp before I know how long it is, so you will obviously see how long it is before I do at this point. Okay. There we go. So yeah, that kind of fills up that corner there. And let's maybe add a quote. Okay, this one says, "A book is a gift you can open again and again." So I am going to use this one because, like I said, the book that we're reading for book club is Rock, Paper, Scissors, and I've already read it a couple of times, so I figured that one was a good one to start with. And then let's add couple more stickers. Got this one of this girl. Looks like she's listening to an audiobook and reading. And I have done that with like a read-along, not like a read-along book, but I have listened to an audiobook and followed along in a hard copy. So yeah, I have definitely done that. Okay, we've got those two, and let's maybe do another quote over here. There we go. It says, if you don't like to read, you just haven't found the right book. That one is good because it did take me a while to enjoy reading. Okay, I think that is it for that page. And then let's go ahead and start filling out this page here where all of, I'm going to move this down, where all of the books are. So I do need to look up on Goodreads on when I actually read these books, but I will go ahead and write down the book, and then I'm also going to add stickers of the star rating because I do like to keep track of my star rating as I read the books. So let me find my stickers of the star ratings. There we go. So these ones here are literally just stars, like star ratings. And I got these ones from Amazon. But Planner Kate has my favorite ones. Just the quality of her paper and everything. So I do have a little sampler card. So this is the ones from Planner Kate. I mean, they're stars. There's not a huge difference. But of course, I love Planner Kate stickers, so I'm going to always suggest them. Okay, so we're just going to put the name of the book. And under the due date, I think I'm just going to do the star rating there. Did I have anything else on these pages? Let's see. Oh, okay. I did have the date, the title, and the rating. So I could always put the date after the title or something like that. And then sorry, I told you I can't write and talk at the same time. I struggle with that. Okay, there's that. And I'll go ahead and put down star stickers. I imagine at this point the video is already over 30 minutes. But we are almost done. So these clips here, I really like them, and funny enough, they match the colors I was going with here. But I did pick them up from Amazon. They're a 4-pack, and they work so well for holding open your journal while you're working in it. So I do suggest them. Okay, now I need my alcohol markers because otherwise they will smear. So what did I do with them when I came home from my trip? Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, and we need yellow. And remain, we've got 4-star. Now the reason why I'm using alcohol markers, you could use permanent markers, but I would not suggest water-based markers because the sticker paper that these star stickers are made out of are a high gloss, so it does need to be able to stick, and water-based markers don't dry on them, so then it will just smear. So yeah, give that just a second to dry, and while that's drying, I'm going to grab a drink of water. Gotta stay hydrated. So I picked up some liquid IV from Costco because they're on sale right now. It's $21, I think, and you get 30 packs, which is a great deal for liquid IV. But I got the raspberry lemonade one, and it's the sugar-free, and I really like it. It tastes like, if you've ever ordered the raspberry lemonade from Red Lobster, that's what it tastes like. Okay. I think it's dry. Yep, looks good. So let's turn the page here. And this page is curling because I used the glue, but it does flatten out after just keeping the journal closed for a little bit, so I don't ever worry about that. Okay, so again, don't read my reviews if you don't want any spoilers. The first book we have is Remain, and this one here, there's this architect that is staying at a bed and breakfast that is no longer open, and he is running into these issues, but he's staying there because he's helping design and build his best friend's vacation home. And so yeah, he just keeps running into all these issues at this bed and breakfast where he's supposed to be the only guest staying there, and it's really good. It's definitely different than Nicholas Sparks' other books, because it's less of a love story and more of a, I don't want to say supernatural, but it does kind of have that supernatural thing. So if you don't like supernatural or not a fan of ghosts, then I wouldn't read it. But me, I like that kind of stuff, so I enjoyed it. They'll Never Catch Us. This one here was very similar to like a Pretty Little Liars vibe, except it didn't have quite as much drama. I think it could have had more drama. It was enjoyable. It is a young adult book. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It just didn't have as many twists and turns and drama that I would expect from that type of book. But overall, it was just fine. Okay, and then the last book that I read was The Surrogate Mother, and this one was not one of my favorites from Frida McFadden. I do love her books. I love the twists and turns that she has. This one, however, it did have some twists and turns, but it was a little bit more predictable. So that's why I gave it a 3-star. Anyone that struggles with fertility issues, I would not suggest reading it because it might be a little triggering. But yeah, still enjoyable read. And then I'll just go over quickly in the back here what I have. So the rest of these pages are going to be for all of my reads throughout the year. However, let's see. Yeah, I should have enough. I'll probably fill this book though. But in the back, I do have like books that I've read in the past because I have a hard time keeping track of which ones I've read. I don't like how I printed them. It didn't print like I wanted it as large. It was supposed to actually take up the whole page, but it is whatever. I didn't want to waste any paper. But yeah, so that is everything for my reading journal for the first part of the year. And like I said, I can do monthly updates on this. I can do it every couple of months, every quarter. Let me know in the box down below, the comment section, how often you would like to see an update of my reading journal. But that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. All right. Bye, friends.